the food is a lot purer. I mean, it takes far fewer resources, but it also, because there's no intestinal tract, it doesn't have the salmonella or the campylobacter or the E. coli or the other, food poisoning concerns. Doesn't require any antibiotics. So if we can give people the taste, the texture, the things that they like about meat, and we can get it at a lower price point, I really have just absolutely no doubt that it takes off.
Clean meat. Cultured meat. Hold up, are we talking about lab-grown meat? What? The idea might sound a little unsettling at first, but check this out. Most Americans don't realize that poultry, or chicken, is the most common cause of serious food poisoning in the United States, followed by fish and then beef. This is both traceable and verifiable, and it makes a lot of sense if you understand the life cycle of the animals you're eating. A lot of people don't want to talk about it, but look, I've never been a germ freak, but you should be aware that you're getting exposed to these pathogens at restaurants and also when you handle raw meat and chicken and its packaging, whether you're at the supermarket or in your kitchen. I would argue most Americans don't know the risks of handling and eating these foods. When presented with information like this, people get confused because it shocks them out of their normal habits. All you have to do is go to the grocery store and you can see people are not even remotely aware of the risks we're talking about right now. Have y'all ever seen this? So the value proposition for clean meat distinguishes it from what's currently available at the supermarket. You're going to be surprised. Check out this explanation from Bruce Friedrich on the Rich Roll podcast.
Like, you just basically say, if we could grow meat directly from cells without animal slaughter, what would you think of that? And most people are excited about it. And as we were talking about a minute ago, especially younger people are super excited about it. And bear in mind, right now, plant-based meat is 1/3 of 1% of the meat market. And we're talking 70% of people who would eat clean meat, which is, 210 times as many people before we even have a product. Yeah. Like, once we actually have these products on sale, on shelves, and we're saying, do you want the product that might have a whole bunch of bacteria and might kill your family, and maybe laced with antibiotics, and here's how the animals were raised and slaughtered? Or do you want this other, safer, cleaner product that doesn't have all of those ancillary costs? I don't think, you're not going to have to be a Madison Avenue genius to sell the clean meat.
Right. Once you have a closer look at this, it seems like it's going to be the type of technology process they're going to be able to bring to production scale within the next year or two. This is the breakdown of the basics.
Let's assume there's a lot of people that are just being introduced to this idea of clean meat for the very first time. Explain to me what it is, how we create it, and why it's so exciting.
Sure. So right now, if you want to get meat, you feed an animal, and the animal grows, so the animal's cells multiply and grow, and then you slaughter the animal, and you eat the meat. As we've been talking about, it is a horribly inefficient process that comes with a lot of external costs that are not good. It is a bad system if your goal is to convert food into protein. If your goal is to convert, one food into meat, it's a really bad way of doing that. So with clean meat, what you do is you can take a biopsy from an animal. You take a couple of cells, very limited number of cells. You bathe those cells in nutrients, which is basically the equivalent of feeding the animal, except that all of the energy goes into causing those cells to multiply and grow. You don't have the 50% waste that comes with farm animals. 50% of the farm animal we don't eat. And it's just a far more efficient way of causing the cells to multiply and grow.
How you adapt to new information and new technology is going to define you as a person. One thing is for sure, industry is going to adapt, and the options in front of you are going to change.
When GFI started, we were talking about disrupting the food industry, disrupting the meat, dairy, and egg industries. Now we're talking about transforming, because the more we have conversations with these people, the more we realize that they're in this for whatever reason they're in this. But if they can do what they want to do, which has nothing to do with raising and slaughtering animals, if they can provide high quality food to people in a more efficient way that is more profitable without all of the external costs, they're all in on that.
Spending an extra $2 on organic chicken doesn't exempt you from the circumstances we've discussed in this video that validate the value proposition for clean meat. It's time to start thinking about the choices you make on a regular basis in a new light, and consider whether or not those choices are contributing to or detrimental to your health. I was skeptical of clean meat when I first learned about cultured meat a couple years ago, but now I have a better understanding of the insatiable demand for animal protein in our culture. Perhaps this is an option that can make a difference. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments section, hit that subscribe button, and turn notifications on. Red Pill Vegan, next.